Elijah, what are you doing here?
Oh, it's God. I guess I thought God would turn up at some point here in my cave. And I guess I should have expected that God would say something like, "What are you doing here, Elijah? What am I doing here? I am exhausted. It feels like I've been walking a very long time." You may remember, God, the last words I said before I collapsed were, in effect, "It's too much, Lord." And I get it that you fed me and you quenched my thirst and you let me rest. I get that. And you listened patiently to my complaints. Cheers for that. But I'm still exhausted.
Elijah, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm hiding. You do know they're trying to kill me, don't you? Ahab and Jezebel and the prophets of Baal. I had to put distance between me and them. That's the only reason I ran to the mountain of God. It's only me. I'm the only one left. I'm the only one left who loves you, who's faithful. The entire religious establishment is corrupt. It's only me.
Elijah, it's not just you, but let's leave that to one side. What are you doing here?
So I'll be honest, there's another reason why I came to the mountain of God. Here on this mountain, you made Joseph an offer when the people turned away from you. You said to him, "I'll start again and make you the father of a great nation, a new nation in place of Israel."
You thought I'd make the same offer, and it was to Moses and not Joseph. And if I did, if I said I would wipe out Israel and start again with you, what would you say?
Well, I'd say the same thing as Moses. Of course I would. I'd say, no, no, no. Do not let your anger burn against them. I will give my life as an offering for them if necessary. That's obviously what I'd say, but it would have been nice of you to make the offer.
I'm not offering, Elijah. I'm asking. Elijah, what are you doing here?
I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, and even I, am the only one left.
Come, stand at the door of the cave, Elijah.
And then there was a wind. But God is not in the wind. God passed by, and there was an earthquake. But God is not in the earthquake. God passed by, and there was a fire. But God is not in the fire. God passed by, and there was a pandemic. But God is not in the pandemic. God passed by, and there was a jubilee and a confidence vote, but God was not in the jubilee and the confidence vote. And then came the call, the soft whisper of a voice. And do you know what the soft whisper of a voice was saying? It was asking,
Elijah, what are you doing here?
God, you keep asking that question. Look, the point is, I'm faithful and they're not. I've come to you because I reckon the religious system is destroyed and useless at this point. They've shut me out. And I reckon you know something about that because they've shut you out too. Game over. All the hierarchies and the exclusions and the injustice and the inhumanity, all destroyed, and good riddance to it. There is no why, because there is no purpose and no future.
Have you finished?
Yes,
Good, because I have a job for you. I've disorganized and now I'm reorganizing. I'm going to put you in touch with some others, and they will be the nucleus of a new community, a second chance for Israel. Or maybe this is a third, or fourth, or fifth chance. I'm not sure. I lose count. You're not on your own, Elijah. And the story hasn't finished, because it's going to be all right in the end. And if it isn't all right, it clearly isn't the end.
Are you quoting the script of Slumdog Millionaire?
Is there a rule God can't quote scripts?
And so, apart yet not alone, we stand before God, the real God. There is a future. There is a purpose. There is the ordinary office. It takes courage to stand before God and honestly answer God's question, what are you doing here? Something in us is afraid to be honest, just me being me in the presence of God being God. But on the other hand, our deepest need is to be seen and understood by the one who sees us fully and loves us completely, without judgment and without conditions. The one whom we have seen in Jesus, in whom there is nothing but love. So, here's a piece of music. As you listen, I'll fade away, and it will be you in the presence of the God who loves you, who longs for you to speak your story and your deepest desires.